Hey guys, so in this video we're going to be talking about difference of squares. So difference of squares is a method that we can use in special cases for things that have two terms. So we can only use this if it's two terms in what we're trying to factor. Now, this is the actual formula for difference of squares. Essentially what it means is if you have something squared minus something else squared, and this minus is really important, then all you really need to do is take the square root of the first one, place it in the first part, take the square root of the second one, place it in the second part, and in between put a minus in one and a plus in the other. So here's what that actually means. For example 1, we have x squared minus 100. So those are both something squared. So for x squared, if we just took the square root of that, we would just get x. For 100, if we took the square root of that, we would just get 10. So in order to do difference of squares, we're going to create two parentheses. The x that we found is going to go in the first spot in both parentheses. The 10 that we found is going to go in the second spot. We put a plus in one of them and a minus in the other. And we're done. That's all there is to difference of squares. Just take the square root of each, put them in the parentheses, a plus in one and a minus in the other. And it doesn't actually matter if you put the plus in the first one and the minus in the second one, or vice versa, as long as they have different signs. So let's look at the second one. So we want the square root of 64x squared. So square root of 64 would just be 8. Square root of x squared would be x. All right, and then we also want the square root of 9. So the square root of 9 would just be 3. So we're going to create two parentheses again. Our 8x is going to go in the first spot in both. Our 3 is going to go in the second spot. A plus in one, minus in the other, and we're done. All right, for the third one. So again, square root of the first one. So square root of 49x squared. Square root of 49 is 7. Square root of x squared is just x. Then we also need the square root of 81y squared. So the square root of 81 would be 9. Square root of y squared is just y. Now we make both of our parentheses. Our 7x goes in the first spot. Our 9y goes in the second spot. A plus in one, a minus in the other, and we're done. All right, example 4. So for example 4, at first glance it just looks exactly like the other ones. Because we could do the square root of 4, we could do the square root of x squared, we could do the square root of 25. However, this has a plus in the middle. So remember, this is called the difference of squares. Difference means negative. That negative between a squared and b squared is very important for this. If this is positive, we actually can't use difference of squares on it. And in fact, this one is just prime. So you write prime and you're done. All right, so 3 of these for you to try yourself. So go ahead and pause the video, take a look at these, try them out, and I'll come back in just a second with the answers. All right, and here are the answers for these 3. Hopefully you thought this was easier than split B at least. Usually these are pretty quick and easy. Just don't get tripped up if there's a plus. If there's a plus in the middle, you can't do it, and you're done.